analysis from an insider's perspective. It's time for the Martin Houston Show on your home for Alabama sports. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
3, 2, 1.
Good morning. Welcome into the Martin Houston Show on this beautiful Monday morning, March 22nd, 2021. It's a beautiful day, and I'm glad to be here with you. Glad that you've chosen to make us a part of your morning routine as we get things going. I want to invite you to get in as a part of the program at 205-342-9904, 205-342-9904. The Taco Casa hotline is open for business, taking your phone calls. Also want to remind you that if you are the type that like to interact, talk, and chat via video and may not feel like verbally talking but want to communicate and interact, you can go to @MartinHouston35 on Twitter or follow the Martin Houston Show on Facebook at Martin Houston Live, on the personal page at Martin Houston. It's a beautiful Monday morning, and it's a day that the Lord has made, so let's rejoice and be glad in it. Take some time today to notice someone, love someone, serve someone, be the difference you want to see in the world today. Good morning, Joe. How you doing, sir?
Oh, Martin, having a great day. Excited to start a new week and see what is in store for the Tide this week.
Yeah, the Tide, man. You're talking about being blessed as a school fan. Alabama, we're spoiled. Great weekend for, of course, Alabama basketball, and we'll be talking about that here in just a moment in more detail. But kudos to the Alabama gymnastics team. Dana, if I say Dana Dobransky and no one knows what I'm talking about, that's Dana Duckworth. Dana Dobransky and I, Coach Duckworth and I were teammates at Alabama. Classmates at Alabama. And congratulations to them on winning yet another championship for the Alabama Crimson Tide, as they're the SEC champions on a big night there. Also, the women kicked things off today, Joe. That's a pretty big deal. I mean, you have to think, kind of lost in the shadow of how good Alabama basketball is doing. Coach Curry came in with a humongous task of rebuilding Alabama basketball to get it respectable. Not even tournament. I mean, just respectable. And it's been a process for her. But she is there now, and they're making their jaunt into the to the March Madness for the women with a game today. I think it's 11 o'clock against North Carolina. So kudos to her. Any comments on just how big a deal that is for her and her recruiting process?
Well, I believe the program probably was on the bubble last year and may or may not have got in.
Right.
COVID robbed them of that opportunity to not be in the tournament since 1999. Anytime you can get your program back to that level, it's a huge accomplishment. Whether they win or lose today, they've had a successful season just for getting over that hump.
Yep, 20 plus years. None of these young ladies were even alive, I don't think, or maybe barely alive, newborns if they were at all. The last time Alabama made it to the tournament, and you hate it for those young ladies that didn't get to at least have a chance, because, as you said, they were a potential team last year, and with this year's team able to come back, if any of those players, were not able to stick around for another year. But kudos to them. Don't want to spend too much time on that, but did want to highlight the fact that they got into the tournament. So congratulations to them. And of course, hey, we had a little football happen this past weekend. Alabama football kicking off spring practice, and no surprises from anything we heard. But Nick Saban saying that you can already see some growth in Bryce Young. So that's a good thing there, Joe. Anytime you have a guy that's expected to be the man and the coach comes out and talks about the fact that he looked like he had grown a little bit since the last time, like a little more in control. And we'll see what happens with that, and we'll talk about a little more football. And of course, last week we ended this week talking about strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. We didn't get into that too deep, but Curtis Lewis is already on it this morning, baby. Quit starting Petty and start Reese in place of Bruner. All right. Already got some coaching suggestions for Nate Oates. It will be interesting to see how they use it. We'll get to that. But before we get into the basketball conversation and dig into that, you may feel the same way. You may have an opinion about this basketball team. So go ahead and get that opinion ready. Go ahead and bring it to the conversation. And we'll bring that in. But let's get to Pat. Pat's on the phone. Pat, you're in with the Martin Houston Show. What's on your mind, man?
Good morning, Mark. Well, first off, I really liked listening to Coach Saban talking about the football team, and that hey, seems like Rice is taking the bull by the horns. I mean, it's like, but hey, and look, I like that title, game manager, for somebody that's supposed to be 5-star superhero, do it all. Hey, he's managing the game. But, isn't that funny, Morton? What do you think?
Well, I mean, I'm not one of those that think the game manager is a bad thing.
Me either.
Yeah, I think that means that's in control of the offense and does what they do. Mac Jones was a game manager, and he won a national championship from start to finish. And A.J. McCarron, the game manager, and he won a couple of them. So I take game manager over some of these teams that have had superstars. So give me a game manager anytime.
Yeah, but hey, look, about Petty, that I'm beginning to wonder if Petty doesn't need to cut his braids off and see if he can get a new vision for the basket. And reason being, it couldn't be any worse that unless this basket gets a full foot wider for our entire team, we in trouble when we get to. I mean, even somebody like that team down in Abilene Christian, that hey, these church league schools may take us out, man.
Pat, how many teams still playing right now?
32. And we're
not quite 32. We right? It's huh?
And hey, some of them went down yesterday.
That's right. Some of them did what?
Yeah.
Some of them did what? Went home, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna remind everybody that Alabama's still playing. And when you get to the tournament, the team who has the best chance to advance can win in multiple ways. So, yeah, Alabama played. First of all, let's give kudos to Rick Pitino and Iona. I think they were a better team than a 15 seed, possibly. Had they had a full season, they probably would have been ranked higher. And because they ended up making it by winning a 6-game win streak and winning their tournament. And so, I want to recognize that. Number two is we played about as bad as you could play, Pat, and still won by 13.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say, yeah, we're going to have to play better. We're going to have to do some things differently. But I mean, I walk away from that game because we are still playing. I know there are some other teams that would take the bad performance, the bad shooting, the turnovers, and all of that to still be playing. So we will have to play better. tonight against Maryland, but I'm it's just watching. We just keep winning. I mean, it's so weird for us, Pat. I think in basketball that we're winning, and we're winning whatever way we need to. On the nights when the shots are falling, we talk about how great our offense is. On the nights when the shots aren't falling, we talk about how great our defense is. And when we fool around and get both of those, we're really, really good. And I'm hoping we get both of those for the rest of the tournament. So I hear what you're saying. Go ahead.
Yeah, but real quick about I get my kudos to Reese. Last year before last, I always said my comment about Reese was, well, Reese is going to give his whether he makes them or not. He's going to take that three. He's been working on that three. Reese is once improved, he's changed his body around. He has done everything he can do to get into the ball game. And hats off to Reese. What do you think?
I think that Reese was, we're going to do good, bad, and ugly here in the second quarter. If I was taking a good, I would say Reese's three, that big three, and then he followed up with another three is what flipped the script on that team. In that game Saturday. Yes, he has totally transformed his body. He's not baby fat guy that we saw when he first got here. So, yes, Alex Reese would definitely be one of the goods from Saturday.
Yes, and but Coach, and hats off to Coach Patino. I got to thoroughly agree with you there on Mark. He coached as good as he could possibly coach with the talent that he had, and but Alabama's defense is definitely, when you get into that good, bad, and ugly, you got to say Alabama's defense, what they were able to do in the fourth quarter of that ball game. And as far as defense goes, still playing at a very, very high level on the defensive end of the floor in the fourth quarter.
I think with 5 minutes to go, Pat, I only had 16 points in the second half.
Oh, yeah.
They ended up with like 25 points or something like that.
They stepped it up.
Or 27.
Whatever he did at halftime, coaches doing a heck of a job. He's definitely should be in it for coach of the year. There's no doubt about it. Mark, have a blessed day and listen to what the group has to say. Hopefully we can start calling in.
All right. Thanks, Pat. Appreciate that. Coming back on the other side, we'll continue the basketball conversation. If you want to get in on the conversation, if you want to talk football, you can. You can talk about the other sports going on around the capstone, but we're looking for good, bad, and ugly for the basketball program. Do you agree with Curtis Lewis that John Petty should be benched along with Bruner and Alex Reese, or is it better for those guys to keep doing what they're doing because they're playing winning basketball? Maybe not. What's your thoughts? What's your opinions? Give us a call. Virgil Williams chiming in on the Bama capstone championship run. Bama just keeps winning championships, gymnastics, SEC champs, women's freestyle relay, swimming national champs. Bama is a school of champions. We'll talk more right here on the Martin Houston Show up next.
Tide 100.9 traffic.
From the Townsend Nissan Traffic Center, a good Monday morning. It's good to be back with you. We've got a wreck on 2059 eastbound before exit 62 at Foster, so expect some delays. The springtime savings are blooming at your hometown dealer. It's Townsend Nissan of Tuscaloosa. And I'm Captain Ray.
Have you been hanging on to a bunch of old paper in your home or office? Town Square Media Tuscaloosa, the Better Business Bureau, and the Chamber of Commerce of West Alabama present Shred Day, Friday, April 9th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Load your paper, bring it in boxes or a container, and we will shred it for free while you wait. Shred Day is limited to paper only, no electronics, and 2 containers. Shred Day, Friday, April 9th, conveniently located in the old McFarland Mall parking lot at 900 Skyland Boulevard East in Tuscaloosa from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Now this is something to get excited about. 21 Days of Beauty is happening now at Ulta Beauty. Get ready to feel fresh, new, and yeah, like you again. Routine a glow up with daily beauty steals of 50% off the must-haves from brands like Too Faced and First Aid Beauty. And explore the newest arrivals from brands like Tarte and Benefit. Discover endless ways to feel like your best self. Shop in-store, online, or try curbside pickup today. Hurry! This event ends April 3rd. Ulta Beauty. The possibilities are beautiful.
Get more from your stimulus checks during the Carlock Double Down event. This month, Carlock will double your stimulus up to $2,800 when you purchase a new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram vehicle. And during the Jeep Celebration event, get $7,500 off MSRP on a new Renegade. The Carlock Double Down event this month only at Carlock of Tuscaloosa. Renegade stock number MPM 29545 for $29,270 MSRP, $3,750 factory incentive, and $22,170 selling price. Offers include $1,400 Carlock stimulus match, $1,400 stimulus bonus, and $1,000 Carlock discount. Plus finance through Chrysler Capital on approved credit. Offer ends March 31st, 2021.
Shoe Station Spring Sale is happening now, and you can save big on comfortable, stylish footwear from Skechers. Shop the latest Skechers collections, including Skechers Arch Fit and Skechers Max Cushioning. Text STATION to 87573 for a 25% off coupon. Plus, go to youneednewshoes.com to enter to win free shoes for life or $10,000 cash. Shoe Station Spring Sale now through March 31st. Again, text STATION to 87573 to save 25% on Skechers styles at Shoe Station.
Partly sunny today with a high at 73 degrees. For tonight, becoming mostly cloudy, the low at 56. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, a chance of showers and thunderstorms by afternoon, the high 74. Wednesday, occasional showers and storms with a high at 73. I'm James Spann on the ADC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 47 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
Scott Smith and Sophomore Design, doing business for 17 plus years, specializing in graphic design services, commercial printing, promotional products, advertising specialties, and so much more. Basically, any and everything you would need to advertise, promote, and grow your business. Through strong partnerships, strong customer service, and creative ideas, they'll help you market and grow your business. Give Scott a call at 205-292-4680 or email scottis@comcast.net and visit them online at sophmarkdesign.com.
Interact with the Martin Houston Show by calling us at 205-342-9904 or tuning into the Martin Houston Show on Facebook.
Mark, you're hot. 3, 2, 1.
You're back in with the Martin Houston Show. Hey, I want to remind you that tomorrow we'll have DC Capstone Report. He'll join us for the majority of the program. You can always be a part of the conversation at 205-342-9904. We got a couple people holding on the phone line. We got a couple comments. Let me read those and get those into the conversation. We're looking for your good, bad, and ugly for Bama basketball. Curtis Lewis saying, hey, put Petty on the bench and start Reese in place of Bruner. Virgil Williams saying, Curtis Lewis, not sure what's going on with Petty, but he couldn't get anything to fall. I was hoping after the first three he was going to get hot, but after that he had shots going in and out and just missing, and you could see the frustration when he was at the free throw line. Curtis Lewis replied, Virgil Williams, it seems like he's been in a funk for the last several games, dating back through since the first game of the SEC tournament since Mississippi State. I would say he's definitely been in a funk. But Curtis said, and he plays with his stupid hair more than Barbie. Oh, wow. Curtis. Virgil Williams said, Curtis Lewis, laugh out loud. He's been messing with that hair all year, but the shooting has been pretty cold for a while. Not for a while now, for sure. But when he tries even the easier shots instead of threes, and they're literally going in and out, that has to kill the confidence for sure. Not sure what he can do to get out of it. Wow. What are you thinking, Bama Nation? Should Petty be on the bench? Should Petty cut? Joe, they're on his braids, man. They are on his braids. Pat said he should cut them off. Curtis said he should stop messing with them. Anyway, we'll get to the phone lines. We'll get your thoughts and comments. Should Petty cut his hair? Will it make a difference? Will they make to the Final Four if Petty cuts his braids? Or let me throw a little monkey wrench in there. even though he's in a funk offensively, is John Petty still playing winning basketball? Is it possible that basketball can be won more than one way, and Petty has figured it out? All right, let's go. Let's go to Joe from Pisgah. He's holding. Thanks for your patience, Joe. You in with the Martin Houston Show? What's on your mind, man?
Hey, good morning, Mark.
Good morning, sir.
So, let me set the table a little bit. I've never been a big John Petty fan since he's been there until this season, and I say that because in years past, body language, things going right, what's necessarily the greatest.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Nate Oates has really brought Petty a long way because he hasn't been shooting the ball good. But I pointed out to my son watching the game Saturday, I was like, look, he's not shooting, and it is frustrating to watch him miss free throws and miss layups at the rim and miss bunnies and that kind of stuff, and see that he doesn't have any confidence in his shot. But he was straight up grinding from a defensive standpoint, rebounding, trying to, get the team in a better position to make shots. He was doing the little things. So I don't think you don't start him. I disagree with that. I mean, Petty's been your leader all year long, or one of the two or three leaders. You don't upset that chemistry like that because he's not shooting well, especially when he's still getting it done in so many other ways.
Joe, I agree with you. Last year, last year's Petty would be on the bench. This year's Petty, I want to see him scoring more and more consistently. But as bad as he played Saturday, okay, you have to think about this. His shot wasn't falling. He hurt in the first half. He had turnovers, but he ended one rebound short of a double-double. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, he was. I for some reason I was thinking he had 9 rebounds Saturday, but to your point, he's playing on the other end of the court like a man possessed. And Joe, correct me if I'm wrong. Did he not win the Hard Hat Award for Saturday?
He did. He did win the Hard Hat Award for Saturday.
Yeah.
I know this is a bit subjective, but his on-the-ball defense, I thought, was lights out Saturday. And look, during the game, at times during the game, I was frustrated like everybody else. Come on, he can't shoot, whatever. But then I started noticing, hey, you know what? On the defensive end, dude's getting after it. Bad hair and all. So, sorry, I had to say, I had to. Everybody else was silent when I thought I might as well do. He is definitely different than last year. And, I'll take it back to something Alex Reese. I heard a quote from him, and he said, or this is earlier in the year, nothing to do with Petty, but he was talking about his own shot. And he said, I haven't shot the ball well all year, but I've been shooting since I started playing this game, so I know I just got to shoot through it. Basically, I'm paraphrasing to a point what he said, but, basically he said, look, my shot's not falling, but I got to keep shooting. And so I think that's what Petty needs to do. He's a shooter. It's not like he's forgotten how to shoot basketball, so you just keep shooting, keep playing, keep doing what you're doing on the defensive end. Eventually the hot streak will come, and if it comes in this tournament, I'm telling you right now, if we get John Petty, and he doesn't even got to be blistering hot, if he's just scoring, if he's a consistent threat, with the way we play defense, we're going to be there for a while. So,
Yeah, and that's
calm down a little bit, you also got to think about the fact that it's kind of uncharted territory for Alabama basketball for a while. There's a lot of pressure on these guys because, you barely made the tournament a couple of times since 2000 or whenever. And these people are talking about about, oh, we got to make the Final Four. Are you kidding me? Let's just take it for what it is right now. Let's build a program. I'm not saying we can't make the Final Four, but come on now, let's pump the brakes on some of these expectations, you know.
Come on, Joe. Expectations, man. Let's keep them high. But I'm telling you, you're right. It's a different.
I'm not saying don't expect us to make a deep run. I'm saying, hey, you know what? We make it to the Elite Eight. You know, things happen. Hey, you know what? That's been a marked improvement over what we've seen. So, I mean, I'm not saying I don't want a Final Four or I don't think we can. I think talent-wise, we can win it all. We can. But sit here and try to do like we, you know, in football, the expectations have every right to be super high.
Yeah.
We're not quite to that level in basketball yet. My only point is that.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Joe. Call back anytime. Appreciate you, man.
All right, brother.
All right. Let's get to Tom. Tom, you in with the Martin Houston Show. What's on your mind, man?
Hey, Martin, did we win the game Saturday? I don't know.
Hey, I think we vindicated Charles Barkley, you know, so if Alabama's vindicating Charles Barkley after he's getting roasted, so yeah, I think we won.
That's all I want to hear.
I
did.
Yeah.
But let me ask this. 1 week, you know, everybody's going, oh, they can find different ways to win. What a great thing that they can win in different ways. And Alex Reese hadn't shot nothing all year. And Saturday, what happened? He made 2 huge threes. Am I right or wrong?
You're right.
Okay. So we found somebody else that put it in the hole. And so, you know, and don't forget this. On the radio station all last week, Rick Pitino was the Christ of basketball. The greatest thing that's ever been since sliced bread. But I think he's on his way home this morning. Am I right or wrong?
Repeat that. Oh, yes, he is. He's definitely.
He's already at home. He had to go yesterday. But the Christ of basketball got beat. And, I mean, please. Herb had 20. Reese shot fairly decent, or made threes when we're really deep. And we put Iona out. So what's wrong? I mean, my good, bad, and ugly is no bad and ugly. It's all good. We won.
Well, I get what you said, Tom, and I agree that last week we were praising them for winning in different ways.
Now, he's become the Jalen of the basketball team. And you know, and people dog Jalen like I don't know what. He was giving us 100%, and in the end, what happened? He won the SEC championship for us in football. Leave John Petty, leave these kids alone. Get off the negative on them. What about it? So what? His hair is long. Who cares?
Oh, hey, Tom, this is new territory for us Alabama folks in basketball. So just know we're having to learn how to be basketball fans. Okay.
You're right. But I just it irritates me when somebody starts hammering on one of our players and they want to. You know what? That's a good group of kids. They've won a lot of ball games this year that we didn't expect to win. Nobody expected to win the SEC regular. Nobody expected to win the SEC regular and the tournament. I mean, Good Lord. Brian Fowler says this. We're playing with house money. That's about true if you think about it.
All right. Thanks, Tom. I appreciate it. Tom's fired up today.
Have a good day.
Thank you, sir. All right. The phone lines are open. You're welcome to get in on the conversation. I'll bring your thoughts in from chat, but if you want to get it heard live and local, then make sure you give us a call at 205-342-9904. Taco Casa hotline is open for business. Taco Casa quality, taste, value under the biggest cactus in town. 6 locations in Tuscaloosa and Northport to better serve you. Off of Lakeshore Drive, the best choice in town for lunch and or dinner. Easy, quick, and affordable. That's quality, taste, and value under the biggest cactus in town, tacocasa.com.
Tide 100.9 traffic.
From the Townsend Nissan Traffic Center, no active next delays on that Florida eastbound and Lure Lead and congestion on Skyland and Orange Grove. If you do see
up to $39.99. In other words, just double the regular premium package, drop a penny, and you can be one of the great members of Overflow Express Wash. My family and I keep our cars looking good inside and out by using Overflow Express Wash. They're located on Skyland Boulevard right next door to Alabama 1, or you can find them online at overflowexpresswash.com. Andy Phillips and his team look forward to making you a part of their team.
If you own a small business, you know how hard it can be to find new customers. Now Town Square has tools that can help your business stand out and grow today. Log on to GetLocalCustomersNow.com for a free local market competitive analysis that will show you what other businesses in town are doing to find new customers and how you can do it too with Town Square. Plus, be one of the first business owners to sign up with Town Square and receive $500 in free advertising on this radio station. Start growing your business today. Visit GetLocalCustomersNow.com.
Tuscaloosa Tire and Service, they've got the big brands you know and trust. Goodyear, Firestone, Bridgestone, Cooper, and they can finance for you as well. When you need routine maintenance and alignment, a tune-up, whatever it is, belts, hoses, just basic stuff, or when you don't know what's wrong with your car, truck, or SUV, make it Tuscaloosa Tire and Service. They're dependable, they're trustworthy. That's why they've lasted for over 36 years. Skyland Boulevard, McFarland Boulevard East, in Northport on Lurleen Wallace Boulevard. Check out the website, TuscaloosaTireandService.com.
Nick Saban calls it the process. John Maxwell said that everything rises and falls on it. And Coach Wooden said, it's what you learn after you think you know it all that makes the difference. What am I talking about? Leadership and personal development. Is your organization, your school, your church, your family, are they receiving the proper level of leadership development and personal development? If not, the Empowerment Center for Leadership and Mentoring can help you with that. We have our pep talks, which is a 1 to 1.5 hour lunch and learn, which we can customize to meet your needs, or we have some topics that we present that we know can help your organization. And if you're looking for one-on-one mentoring and coaching, we can also assist you with that. Visit peptalks35.com, that's peptalks35.com, or send an email to martin@martinhouston.org. That's the Empowerment Center for Leadership and Mentoring.
Welcome back to the Martin Houston Show, the sound of Bama sports. Your show, your team, on your home for Alabama sports. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
All right, Martin, you're hot. 3, 2, 1.
That's right. It's the Martin Houston Show, the sound of Bama sports. Your show, your team. Let me hear your thoughts and your comments. I mean, listen, that's the beauty of sports talk radio, Joe, is that opinions abound. The same thing can be viewed two different ways. We're getting comments from this Saturday's game. Some being kind of harsh on Petty, others saying, hey, the kid's still playing winning basketball. If you want to get your thoughts aired out, give us a call, 205-342-9904. The Taco Casa hotline is open for business. Speaking of getting your thoughts aired out, we have Curtis Lewis calling in. Curtis, you're in with the Martin Houston Show. What's on your mind, man?
Hey, Martin, how's it going there?
Going good, man.
I just got to go. I had to call in. I just couldn't take it no more. They had playing loser mentality
participation trophy group of people who think that just because, oh man, he missed his shot, give him some milk and cookies. No, that ain't what we do. This is Alabama. This ain't just Alabama football. It ain't just Alabama baseball, basketball, gymnastics. It's Alabama. If you don't play to win, take your butt home. It don't make any sense. Then they say, well, look where we were 20 years ago. Look where we were 15 years. That doesn't mean a hill of beans. They're talking about today. This team is this team. This is a team that is going further based on how they play. What we did last year or year before or however many years back does not matter. You cannot base how you're going to climb on how far you have fallen in the past. It does not matter. If you're doing that, at that point, you have a loser mentality. If you want to sit there and give these guys a trophy because they made it to the dance, then by all means, give them a trophy. And then when you see them on Skid Row next year, because you have a participation trophy, then give them a good glass of milk and cookies then. Because you caused him to be where he's at. You didn't push that kid. You didn't make that kid better than what he probably even thought he could be. Now, how many times has Petty been sat down since we know? He's been sat down twice that I can remember in the last 2 years. So he's had to have an attitude adjustment. Maybe they know he just bring a pair of hair clippers to the next practice and say, look, I give you a choice. You can either cut that crap off your head and keep it out your eyes or sit on the bench and twirling around like Marsha Brady. Because that's all you doing. You're not playing basketball.
So
Juwan Garrett's playing better defense than he is. Juwan Garrett can finish at the basket. Petty can't finish at the basket. He can up there put his arms up, and next thing you know, he's snatching the back because there's an alligator sitting on the rim. What are you doing? Go in hard with the ball.
So Curtis, I'm assuming you don't agree with Petty getting a participation trophy, as you called it, because he played well on the other end. You're saying if he's not shooting, in your opinion, if Petty's not shooting well, then we have other guys that can play defense just as well and finish better. So Alabama will be better, at least maybe starting a game to get Petty's attention. And that may be what snaps him out of it. Is that what you're saying you would do as a coach?
I'm not going to leave him there. I'm just saying don't start him. Just don't start him. Let him sit over there and gather his thoughts, comb his hair, whatever he got to do. So when you get on the floor, they got Petty out there for one specific reason. He is our ace. He's our shooter. He's our sniper. If you're a sniper, you can't hit the top. No reason out there. No ass so ever. You have got to get out there to be our killer from the 3-point line. That's what they got him out there for. That's how we know. He's a 3-point range champ in Alabama. Once you get to that, you got to talk for that. You don't get swapped for that. You got to win. That's the only way you're going to get that trophy. You got to win. And if Petty ain't getting us down, get them down. And Quinley is our key to winning this tournament. Quinley, maybe he should be starting, not necessarily face the field, but just to be starting, because that kid can take it to the hole. He can shoot. His day is working perfectly out at 3-point line. He's playing defense. I don't know how many steals he's gathered now in the last 2 or 3 games, but Quinley is playing winning ball like a lot of them are. But Quinley is our key to going further in this tournament. It is not Petty the way he's shooting right now.
Let me ask you.
To get us as an early flight home.
Let me ask you a question, Curtis. Do you think that Herb, like winning the SEC Player of the Year, has validated him? Because to me, he seems to have stepped up his offensive game in the tournament and in the big games, almost like in times past, he's done okay on offense and been great and a lead on defense. But to me, if it wasn't for Petty, Herb Jones in that first half until Quinley got going, and then, of course, Reese got some things going in the second half, we would have been blown out. But to me, it just seems like Herb Jones now is going, okay, I can be an offensive threat without just waiting as well as defense.
That's exactly. I agree wholeheartedly with that. Herb is the glue. He is our glue man. Herb goes out and gives you everything he's got every game in and out. Now, and even he has realized at one point in the season, Herb was like 40% from 3-point line. Okay, that's great. You only shot 5 of them, but you made 2 of them. That's great. But even he knows that his game isn't at the 3-point line. His game is down and dirty.
Right.
And that's what Herb does. He does what it takes to win the game. You need Herb. Because as Herb goes, so do we.
Yeah.
But if Herb ever starts to falter on us or for whatever reason he starts playing like Patty playing, we can go ahead and get those trailways cranked up. We're coming home.
That's right. I agree with that.
Yeah.
So, all right. Thanks, Curtis. Appreciate you, man. Any other closing thoughts?
Well, the only other thing that I had was with Bruner. And Bruner's a great kid, but Bruner can't jump no more than a rock. He has got to come off the bench too.
I think Bruner, I don't think he's back from that. I mean, he doesn't seem to be the same kid. I agree with you on that.
He's not bad. I mean, he's giving us a lot of heart. But hard to get you only one or two things. Hard to get you beat, or hard to get you pat on the head after you get beat.
Yeah.
That's all it's going to get you at this point in the game. But if Bruner's doing everything he can, but he needs to come off the bench and just give us some quality minutes off that bench. So go ahead and start Reese. Because Reese seems to have found his shot a little bit now.
Yeah.
But he can stretch that defense. But other than that, that's it, Martin. I appreciate you.
Yeah, and I think Reese has picked it up on the defensive end. C.J. Watson said it earlier. He was a guy that he would just shoot it. He was going to get his, but he wouldn't play defense. I think he now, even though he's not the leader, I think when he comes out there, he brings a little emotion. It doesn't matter if he fouls or not. He is going to get animated when they call a foul on him and like put up a little resistance. And I know that seems to some people don't like that. I like that. Like, don't be calling a foul on me, man. I'm just playing hard. I'm playing basketball, let it go type of mentality. And I think that Reese adds a little something. The question is, would he add that as a starter versus off the bench? And I agree, Bruner doesn't seem to be back to me. It's like he doesn't have the same bounce when he jumps. And, of course, if his legs aren't there for jumping, his legs probably aren't there for his three, and that's why it's not been falling that much as well, in my opinion, from what limited knowledge I have of the game. Thanks, Curtis. Appreciate you, man.
Thanks, Mark.
All right. Coming back on the other side, we'll get our good, bad, and ugly for the Alabama Crimson Tide from this weekend, and we'll also give you our prediction on the Alabama basketball team versus the Maryland Terrapins.
Tide 100.9 traffic.
From the Townsend Nissan Traffic Center, no active wrecks, delays on.
Teaching and an air of normalcy. Students return to the classroom on April the 5th. Tuscaloosa County EMA brings its traveling COVID-19 pop-up vaccination registration project to Northport today and tomorrow. It'll be at the Northport Baptist Church parking lot from 8 until 5. Keep up with local news on TuscaloosaThread.com. It's free. Don Hartley, Town Square Media, Tuscaloosa.
Hello, this is Martin Houston with the Martin Houston Show, and I want to tell you about Tuscaloosa Custom Curbing. If you're looking for a way to add value to your home, make your flower beds pop, make your landscaping stand out from your neighbors, then Tuscaloosa Custom Curbing can help you do just that. They have numerous styles, but they feature the Moroccan Stone Curb series, which includes 4 great styles and unlimited color choices. That's Tuscaloosa Custom Curbing. They are the one that can help you stand out from your neighbors. Tuscaloosa Custom Curbing, 205-331-6823. You may also find yourself with the need for a custom size stone or custom shaped stone. Then Tuscaloosa Custom Curbing can help with that as well. Paul Fuller and his team are waiting on your call right now for that free quote. And if you tell them that Martin Houston with the Martin Houston Show told you to stop by, you'll get a big discount. So call Tuscaloosa Custom Curbing at 205-331-6823 or visit them online at Tuscaloosa Custom Curbing, LLC.
How do you protect yourself from the new forms of the coronavirus? Here you go. Got a mask that fits good and snug? Perfect. Now, give your neighbors at least 6 feet of space and avoid crowds, because all that stuff still works too. Look, I'll definitely get my vaccine when it's my turn, but now isn't the time to let your guard or your mask down.
We can do this. Learn more at cdc.gov/coronavirus. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Hey, Alabama, I'm attorney overpaid.
Do you want an attorney that you will only see on TV or a billboard? I'm attorney Stephen Mizrano with the Mizrano Law Firm. And you won't only see my face on TV, but you'll also see me in the courtrooms, at the settlement table, and by your side. If you've been injured, call me, 205-206-6300. That's 205-206-6300. My number one priority is to take care of you and your family's needs.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services performed is greater than other lawyers.
The sound of Bama sports. Your show, your team. The Martin Houston Show on your home for Alabama sports. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
If you don't want to see me. Time bar, you're hot. 3, 2, 1.
Alabama One Insurance, your one source for your insurance needs. Alabama One Insurance. Go to alabamaoneinsurance.com. You can find out all the great products and services we have to offer there. We're a full-service independent agency, and we can provide you with the coverage you need, whether it's auto, home, life, or business. And we can even help you with some of those special one-off a la carte type of requests. So give us a call at 205-342-0112. 205-342-0112, or visit us online at alabamaoneinsurance.com. That's Alabama One Insurance, your one source for all your insurance needs. What's your good, bad, and ugly? We're going to get Joe's here in just a moment. We'll also get prediction on the game. Virgil Williams replying to the last call from Curtis Lewis said, I disagree that Quinterly is the key. He plays too off balance and makes some stupid turnovers. His layups are shot underhanded and can be easily blocked. And how does a shooter get out of a slump? Now, of course, this is referring to Petty if he's sitting on the bench. Michael Jordan said he missed many more shots than he made and said that you can't make shots if you're not taking shots. As long as we are getting effort from Petty on the defensive end, we keep playing Petty. If he's not playing on the D, then yes, pull him. Joe, thoughts and comments on Curtis, Virgil, or your good, bad, and ugly this morning?
Well, I'm just a little surprised for Curtis Lewis, saying it's a loser mentality and kind of downplaying this team when they've already won two trophies. They've already got 2 trophies in the case, so there's nothing loser mentality about it at this point. The fact of the matter is the program is a whole lot better than even 12 months ago. Has Petty been in a slump? Sure he has, but that's just what happens when you get shooters like this, when you got scorers like this. Sometimes guys are going to go in a slump, and we've seen that from John Petty from his entire career here at Alabama. He's liable to go off for 30 points, or he's liable to turn in 2 or 3 or 4 points.
Can we win it if we don't? Can we win it? Can we get to the Final Four if he plays like this the rest of the tournament?
No.
Okay.
We're not going to get to the Final Four without some contribution from Petty offensively. But he did win the Hard Hat Award from this past game, which you may say is just a participation trophy. But essentially, the coaches are over there calculating stats in the middle of the game. It's not a subjective award.
Oh, no, it's not.
They can tell who won it based off numbers. How many charges did you take? How many turnovers did you take? How was your on-ball defense? How many rebounds did you get? It's something that they can easily calculate.
They actually track it live during the game. I don't know if people know that.
Exactly. So Petty's effort was exactly what you'd want, and I'm sorry, unfortunately, it wasn't enough on the offensive end to really, stand out for SportsCenter and guys like that. But that's when he plays. Petty still had 10 points, so that's what, 3 or 4 points shy of his season average. I think he averages 12 or 13.
That's what I was gonna say. Is when you look at his season average, he played bad and he took some bad shots and he made some turnovers early, but he completely flipped the script in the second half. And of course, he made plays that led to easy buckets for us, and made some. He missed some free throws, of course, and that's disheartening. But overall, would Nate Oates say, "Okay, this was winning basketball from John Petty"? And
he absolutely would.
And that's the question you have to ask.
Yeah, look back to the SEC championship game against LSU. Late in the game, John Petty passed up a 3-point shot and passed it off to another player. He was wide open for that shot. The subsequent timeout, Oates was up in his face, and you could read his lips, and basically he's saying, "We need you to take that shot. Do not pass that shot up."
Yep.
So that's just the way that Oates is coaching this team, is to put up, get as many shots up and play hard on defense. So I'm not as concerned about John Petty's production offensively. Do I think we're going to need him to be someone we can rely on to go further? Absolutely, we are. But I think we could beat Maryland with another 9 or 10 points from John Petty. But you'd love to have him score in that 20s and 30s. Every time he's gotten up in that range, Alabama has really won comfortably. But
let me ask you this, Joe.
Yeah.
But the reality of it is, no one's actually hitting threes according to Virgil right now. And here's the question. If Petty starts getting back into the 18 to 20 range, does that take points away from Herb Jones? We're now getting consistently Herb Jones scoring 7 to 8 points higher than his average, right, in the tournament, right?
Yeah, he's over. He put in 20 in the first round, so really asserting himself on the offensive end. Yeah, you might you might take that from him.
So the question becomes this: how much? Iona slowed that game down. Number one, both from the way they played defense against us, they weren't letting us get. They hustled back on defense. And they stopped the early transition threes, which makes the clock run, right. And then we weren't hitting threes, and then they were taking time off the clock. So yeah, we got 66 points. If we'd been hitting our shots, we got into the 70. Is this, if Quinterly continues to play and Herb continues to play, is this a different team potentially now? I guess what I'm saying is, if in football, if Najee Harris scored 4 touchdowns and Devontae Smith scored 1 and Jalen Wallace scored 1 and Mechie scored 1, we still have 7 touchdowns, right? And we're still doing good. So the question becomes, have the other guys in Petty's absence, have they stepped up? Are there guys playing better now on the offensive end of the court than they were when Petty was scoring more points?
I think Herb Jones has definitely played better in the last couple of weeks. But
yep.
As far as entirely, I don't know that the rest of the team is stepping up to replace that production. You put in 68 points 2 days ago, and really that's below the team average for the year. The team's undefeated anytime it hits 80 points in a game. So really, you're trying to get up to that 80-point range. So you're looking for about 12 more points on Saturday. Hopefully, 4 or 5 points comes from Petty, and never would know where that other 4 or 5 points would come from. But I think that basically, I think the team's in a good spot. I think the team is really, you ground through two games in the SEC tournament with Tennessee and LSU. You played a mid-major, and everybody who paid attention to the tournament in the first weekend saw those double-digit seeds pulling upsets left and right. So really, the name of the game is just surviving and advancing, and the team survived by 13 points and advanced on to Monday.
Yeah, absolutely. We didn't get even into the good, bad, and ugly. But Joe, what I'll say is this: you can go ahead and take probably you can go ahead and probably take 6 points or more, probably 6 points off of our average when you get to tournament play, because you're playing against better defensive teams. Go look at what we average. We need to get, I think, into that 70, mid-70 range. I don't know that we have to get the 80s in the tournament, because I think we're playing better defense, and I think the other teams are playing better defense. So you're having to work a little bit more into the shot. But you think Alabama got to 68 points, won by 13, Joe, had missed, I think, 13 or 14 layups. I know we missed 11 in the first half. I think it was 13 to 14. We had 10 turnovers like in the first 15 minutes of the first half. We ended up with very few from that point on. And yet we're still winning. And I believe that basketball is unlike football, you don't have an offensive and a defensive unit. You have one unit. And if you're not scoring, you have to keep the other guy from scoring. And when you're scoring, you keep the other guy from scoring, then you fool around and you have big-time games. John Petty has to get better, but 1 rebound short of a double-double. Is that winning basketball in the Nate Oates system? Joe and I would say yes. Do we want more from Petty? Yes. Do we want more from Reese? Yes. Do we want more from Quinley? Yes. Herb Jones, keep doing what you're doing and do it all tonight. Who you got winning tonight, Joe?
I think we're definitely going to win tonight, and I think it'll be a similar score. We'll go 70 to 60.
All right. That's Alabama basketball tonight against the Maryland Terrapins. I got the Crimson Tide winning, maybe not in double digits, but with a little less stress and a little better play on tonight. And we'll be talking about this Alabama team advancing to the Sweet 16, where it apparently gets a little easier on paper. That's Martin Houston. I'm Martin Houston. This is the Martin Houston Show. That's Joe Gaither. Thanks to all the callers, chatters, and listeners this morning. Remember this: trust in the Lord always. Lean not your own understanding. All your ways acknowledge Him, and He will direct your paths. Roll Tide.
Thank you for listening to the Martin Houston Show on your home for and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app. Tide 100.